and therefore we end up having no one taking profits. So the entire utility of the money goes to the project. And that is why we achieve so much with so little. CPA Vincent, thank you very much for the compliments on borrowing, whether it is safe in terms of T-bills and bonds. I just request, because there is no time, go and read about Ghana and haircuts. When Ghana reached where Kenya is going, the people who had lent to government were called in a round session. They were told, guys, we are in this situation. We know we owe you. We know I owe you $1 million shillings, but from today I owe you 700,000. It is a sovereign saying, so you do what you need to do. Read about Ghana, including pensions were cut. So when we reach a point where the government cannot service, the end result is to call leaders in a round table and basically say, we cannot. So whether to buy T-bills or boats, I think you can make that decision depending on your investment horizon. In terms of labor, there is some, we are not saying their names. In terms of labor, what it means to the deficit in Kenya, the labor unrest we are having in Kenya, the root cause is inflationary pressures. Inflationary pressures, yes, we say the inflation has come down. I wish we had more time to talk about these things. But there is also the issue of purchasing power. So what you have done in Kenya, you are earning the same money you were earning last year in terms of the gross. Is the net, sorry, the last 5 years. You are earning the same money, actually being added. But is the bottom line the same? A person who was earning a gross of 100,000 5 years ago, and you're earning the same 100,000, is your net pay the same? There are much more deductions. So the purchasing power has been decimated. That is why we have unrest in terms of labor, because they are demanding for something equivalent from what they were getting before. And sorry, again, I'm talking too fast because of time. Somebody else again asked about the 3 committees in Parliament. I think I have exemplified that. And I thought you guys would give me compliments, because, and which you have done, because if an astronaut tells you about space, they have been in space. If an astronaut talks to you about, if a sailor talks to you about the oceans, they have been in the oceans. So I am glad to serve Kenyans in this capacity also, because I've been there and I want a better Kenya, and the more the reason I am speaking loudly. And by the way, I'll continue speaking loudly about these issues.
Thank you, thank you.
I can see I have a minute. Governor Aguma, in terms of the comparison, Governor, I did 3 years because I thought it would be unfair for this current administration, because they have only served for 3 years. So I took from when each one of them started, what they did for 3 years up to the end. So I couldn't take 10 years. There's not 10 years yet. 5 years is not yet. So I took what is available. And out of that, President Kibaki grew the economy by 36% in the last, his first 3 years. President Uhuru by 21%. The current administration by 14.9%. Those are figures. They are facts. There is nothing much I can do about them. In terms of leadership, another brother, why do leaders... And I want to confront these issues as a yard. Why are you talking now? I am talking about it now because even then, when I was talking with the reports, even the reports of the budget committee then indicate we were totally against illegal debts. And none of the illegal debts were taken when I was chairman of budget. Zero securitization, zero illegal bonds, zero secret loans, because it was wrong, it is still wrong. Honorable Captain, it was the same about President Kibaki. Only one mistake you did. President Kibaki, President Uhuru did not leave the loan of Kenya at 10.7. 2022, you can Google. The debt was 8.7 trillion. And therefore, this current administration took it from 8.7 trillion to the current 12.5 trillion. Therefore, every year, we are borrowing 1.25 trillion shillings. As I come to the finish, CPA Mohammed, I think it was more or less the same. or capitation. There is a brother of mine who asked, what did you do that is, when you were budget chair, that's making capitation to be cut? Capitation was not cut when I was chairman of budget. It was being cut, it is being cut now. And I can assure you, me, sijipigi kifua, there are things I was putting forward when we were making the budget. The current JSS interns who are confirmed, 46,000 of them, very few people were for that confirmation. Because they were saying, they are the same people who are in the streets. I said precisely the point. They are in the streets because they don't have money. So I have been a champion of education, and that is why even now, I feel very bad that the government is adding school fees for day scholars. And as my closing remark, I can assure you, as MP for Kiharu, we are not going to allow the government to add the burdens to the parents of day scholars. They can get the money from any other place, from any other vote, but we are not going to allow the government to annihilate free basic education. If there is an assurance I can give you, it is that one. Whatever it takes, capitation can only go up, it cannot come down. And therefore we cannot shift the burden to the parents. Thank you very much, may God bless you.
Thank you, Honorable Ndindi. And I think he's aptly captured the questions raised. Maybe just for fact check, Ndindi Nyoro, we have hired 76,000 teachers in 3 years. The last regime hired 120,000 in 10 years. So that has also some aspects we have to appreciate. The other issue is that the capitation numbers used in Parliament consistently have been lower than the actual numbers of children that need to be supported. So if you give 22,000 for 100,000 students, it's different from the same amount for 150,000. So I think there are certain things that need to be aligned, but I agree with you. Let's remain vigilant for the good of our nation. Dan Agashingo, your questions and also your closing remarks. You can come here.
Thank you very much. Just two things. One, I want to agree with most of the contributors in plenary. We do not start with the problem of debt. We start with the expenditure problem. Where we are is because of how government uses the money. So in that regard, the Budgets Committee is very critical in how we deal with expenditure. And immediately thereafter, the 6 committees that work on accountability. The ICPAK and so on. The debt question in Kenya is not debt in abstract. It is an expenditure problem. Word has it that under this current regime, that we are losing 3 billion a day in corruption. If you do that math, it is 1 trillion. That is what we are supposed to borrow this year. So we can still have roads in northeastern